Hi, this is Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Today we are doing block number 6 for the Secret Stitches Cal 2021, the Sundae Granny Square. You're going to love this granny stitch as much as I do. It is as simple as the drunken granny, sober granny, tipsy granny, pin curl granny, all super easy one row repeats that result in fabulous designs just based on knowing basic stitches. So the Sundae granny is double crochets, single crochets, and chain stitches. And it works out to be this beautiful open lacy pattern and so easy to remember. We're always going to be doing scoops and cherries. Every scoop gets a cherry and every cherry gets a scoop. So you'll always know what you're doing as you work along. If you're looking for the other stitches we have done for the Secret Stitches Cal 2021, I will link each of these blocks in the description box down below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell beside that so you don't miss out on any more awesome tutorials just like this. There are right and left-handed videos available on my channel as well as a written pattern which is on my website, secretyarnery.com. For this square, I'm using Saver 100 just because the color matches better and I have it in my Yarnscape. If you are buying the yarn, you can get all of the same yarn. I used Saver for the rest of these. I'll put a link to that in the description box down below. I'll be using a 6mm hook. You will need a darning needle for sewing in your ends later, 5 stitch markers, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. Start by making a slip knot any which way that you normally do, leaving a long enough tail to sew in with a needle later. Shrink that down and put it onto your hook. This pattern is a multiple of 8, so we're just going to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there's our front of our V's, our cute little stitches. We want to kind of roll everything back so we can see these little camel bumps along the back of our work. Grab a stitch marker and just pop it into that very first camel bump right under your working yarn. Right there. So that is your 8th stitch. And we're going to mark our 8th stitch 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Stitch marker. Roll your work over so you can see those bumps along the back and 1 stitch marker into that bump. So keep going like this until you've used up 5 stitch markers or chained 40. So there is my 5 stitch markers or my chain 40 and chain 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're ready to start our square. If you roll that chain towards yourself, you'll see those camel bumps again, these little bumps right along the back of our chain. The first one is right underneath the working yarn. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. So we're just counting these bumps on the back of our work. So pretty V's, pinch towards yourself, and then you'll see your camel bumps or your back loops. Into the second back loop or the second camel bump right here, we're going to make our first single crochet. So put your hook in, bring your yarn back and make 1 single crochet. Chain 1 and now skip 3 camel bumps or skip 3 back loops. There's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go right into the 4th. So wrap your yarn and into the 4th chain. It's also the chain right before your stitch marker. Make 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the same stitch, chain 1, and 1 double crochet, chain 1. So roll your chain back towards yourself and count your camel bumps again. We're going to skip 3. So the next chain has that stitch marker in it. So 1, 2, and 3. we're going to go into the fourth chain, the fourth camel bump or the fourth back loop. If working into your back loops is difficult, you can work into the front of your chain like you normally do, whatever's comfortable. So into that fourth chain, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1 single crochet back into that very same stitch, right into the same stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 1. Skip 3 chains, so there is 1, 2, 3, and here is number 4. It's also the chain right before our stitch marker. That's where we want to work into. So wrap your yarn and 1 double crochet into the fourth chain. There is 1, chain 1, 1 more double crochet into the very same stitch. There's 2, chain 1, and here's number 3, our third double crochet with a chain 1. So skip 3 chains. So just roll that chain towards yourself so you can see these back loops. The first one has that stitch marker. So there's 1, 2, 3. Here is number 4 right there. So into the fourth chain, we're going to make 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2. Is that even right? Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and into the very same stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 1. Skip 3 chains, so there is 1, 2, 3. The fourth one is right before our stitch marker. So wrap your yarn and 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, all into the same stitch, chain 1, and 1 double crochet, chain 1. So all of that goes into the same stitch. Roll that chain to its side so you can see your back loops. There is 1 with our stitch marker, 2, 3, and here is number 4. Into the fourth chain, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and right back into that same stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 3 chains. So looking at the side of your chain and at these back loops, there is 1, 2, 3. We can work right into number 4. It's the one right before our stitch marker. So into the fourth chain, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1. So all of that goes into 1 stitch right before your stitch marker. Now looking at the side of your chain again, we're going to skip 3. So the first one has a stitch marker in it. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to work into number 4. So into the fourth chain, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and into the very same stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 1. And now don't worry if your work looks like this and you're like, I am not doing it right. My work looks like that too, and if you just let it hang where it wants to, it's almost a circle. So don't panic. Mine looks like that too. Don't worry about it. Keep going, working along your chain into the fourth chain. So this is right before our stitch marker. 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and chain 1. So there's 3 double crochets with a chain 1 after each. Now looking at the side of your chain, we want to go into that fourth chain. So the first one has our stitch marker right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and here is number 4. We want to go right into the fourth chain. So into the fourth chain, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and one more single crochet into that same stitch. Chain 1. Now looking at the side of our chain, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now into the last chain, or the 4th chain from our hook, we are going to do our double crochet. And I'll tell you how to remember this in the next row, so don't think there's not an easy way. There is. So there's 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet into that very last chain. You can go ahead and take out these stitch markers. It was just to help us make sure we'd had a proper chain count for our chain, and we're working into the right stitch as we worked our way along. And now we're ready to start row 2, the repeat. To start row 2, start with a chain 1 and turn your work. Now into this very first stitch, right here, right underneath that chain, you want to go in, make sure you get 2 strands of that stitch on your hook. 1 single crochet into the very first stitch and chain 1. Now into this loop here, or this little cherry, we are going to do our scoop. So a scoop is 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet. Chain 1, and now into the top of this scoop, this little ice cream scoop, find that center stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. We want to go right into that center stitch, making sure we get 2 strands of that V on the top of our hook. So into the top of that scoop, we're going to put our cherry. And a cherry is 1 single crochet, chain 3, and 1 single crochet. Chain 1. So the chain 1 between everything. And now into the cherry from the row below, this loop, we're going to do our scoop. So a scoop is 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet, chain 1. So there's our scoop. Now into the scoop below, we need to put our cherry. So right into that center stitch, the top of the hill, the middle of that scoop, we're going to do our cherry. So single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that very same stitch, 1 single crochet, and chain 1. So we're putting scoops and cherries all the way along. Every scoop gets a cherry, and every cherry gets a scoop. So the next is a cherry, this little guy here, so that's going to get a scoop. So wrap your yarn and 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1. So that is our scoop. Next is a cherry, so look for that center stitch of that hill down below and do your cherry. So cherries are single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet into the same stitch. Chain 1. Into the next loop, that little cherry, that's going to get a scoop. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet, chain 1. So it looks like this so far. Into the top of that next little hill, let's find that center stitch. Right in the top, you want 2 strands of that stitch on your hook, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 single crochet, chain 1. And next is going to be a scoop. So wrap your yarn and 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and that finishes our scoop, our little ice cream scoop. And now into the top of the next hill, right here, we're going to do our cherry. So put your hook in, and 1 single crochet, chain 3, and 1 single crochet, chain 1. Now we're at the end of our row. We're going to go right into that single crochet. So while it's still small like this, it's this stitch right down here on that side, way over here. So it looks weird, but it's right here. That is the stitch we're going to go into. So this is our double crochet, that is our chain 1, and this is our single crochet. We want to go right into that single crochet, making sure we get 2 strands of it on our hook. So wrap your yarn and 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more double crochet. So we're always going to end our rows in the exact same way with a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. So it looks like this so far. So now you're going to keep going, repeating row 2 until it is the height of your other squares. When your block is the same height as your other squares, or you have completed 23 rows, chain 1 and turn your work. Make 1 single crochet into that very first stitch and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Into the cherry, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the center of your scoop, where you would normally put a cherry, we're just going to put 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the cherry, 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the scoop, 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So keep going along this row, making 1 single crochet into the cherry, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet into your scoop, all the way along until you reach the end of your row. So now keep going, making a single crochet into the cherry and chain 3 and single crochet into the scoop, all the way along just to get a nice straight edge at the top of your square, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. At the end of your row, look again for that single crochet, that little flat deck down there. Go in and get 2 strands of that last stitch on your hook and finish off with 1 single crochet. Chain 1 to secure your work. Cut your yarn, leaving a long enough tail to sew in with a needle later. Pull your hook up and your yarn through and snug that down to secure. Sew in your tails and you're finished. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I would love to see yours. You can tag me over on Instagram at Secret Yarnery or our Facebook page, The Secret Yarnery. You can also join our Facebook group, The Secret Yarnery Crochet Community. Love to see what colors you're using for your Secret Stitches Cal 2021. And I cannot wait to get all these joined up. If you're looking for the patterns for the rest of these squares, there is a playlist, Secret Stitches Cal 2021, where all of these squares are included. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell beside that, so you don't miss out on any more awesome tutorials just like these. Thanks for hooking along. We'll see you in the next video, and stay hooked.